Since the beginning of the industrial era, our carbon dioxide emissions have continuously increased. These emissions have been on the rise year after year. In 1970, with no available data prior, we emitted 16 billion tons of carbon dioxide per year, compared to the current 38 billion tons of carbon dioxide that we annually produce. Our emissions have been multiplied by 2.4 since 1970. Approximately 30% of anthropogenic carbon dioxide is absorbed by the oceans through physical processes such as dissolution, a process which is more efficient in cold water, by the way, and biological processes such as photosynthesis made by plant-like organisms like phytoplankton. The pH, or potential hydrogen, of the ocean has always varied over a long period of time. But the recent rapid decrease in ocean pH over the last 250 years has severe consequences for hard corals. The rapid rates of change does not provide enough time for hard corals to adapt. This essay explores why the increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide has an impact on hard corals. Let's go through the link between carbon dioxide and ocean acidification. Oceans absorb carbon dioxide, which then dissolves in water. From this equation, we get carbonic acid, which is an unstable molecule. Carbonic acid quickly breaks down into two components, hydrogen ion and hydrogen carbonate ion. This reaction can occur in both directions, leading to an equilibrium between dissolved carbon dioxide in the ocean and the atmosphere, resulting in a stable pH of approximately 8.2. However, in recent years, we have seen an increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide due to human activities, causing ocean to absorb more carbon dioxide. This increase leads to higher level of carbonic acid, which in turn leads to an increase in hydrogen ions, resulting in a decreased pH, which means an acidification of the solution. So, if we return to our acid bath equation, the more the reactant carbon dioxide increases, the more the carbonic acid product increases. So, if carbonic acid increases, the product of the equation increases. To synthesize, an increase in carbon dioxide in water leads to an increase in hydrogen ions. As a reminder, pH is a logarithmic scale used to specify the acidity or the basicity of a solution. Then, an increase in acidity leads to a decrease in the pH of the solution. The ocean pH decreases from 8.25 to 8.14, as been observed. pH is measured on a logarithmic scale, like I said, where a 0.1 pH decrease corresponds to a plus 30% increase in ocean acidity. Prediction for 2095 suggests a pH decrease of minus 0.3, equivalent to a plus 150% increase in acidity. Now, let's go through the consequences on hard corals. On Earth, two elements make up the skeleton of living beings. For vertebrates, it is calcium phosphate, and the other major component of the skeleton, particularly for marine life, is calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate-based skeletons are found in a wide variety of marine life, such as hard coral, mollusks, algae, crustaceans, zooplanktons, and sea urchins. As a part of our problem, we will only look at hard corals. These organisms can biomineralize carbon carbonate. If we return to our equation, we end up with a hydrogen carbonate ion, which becomes carbonate ion and hydrogen ion. Carbonate ions bind with calcium to obtain calcium carbonate. The concentration of carbonic acid, hydrogen carbonate ion, and calcium carbonate are present in varying amounts in the ocean due to ocean temperature and acidity. To understand this, we can use this acidic diagram. The dissolution is explained by this equation. So we can see that hydrogen ion and calcium carbonate become hydrogen carbonate ion and calcium. Hydrogen carbonate ion is soluble in water, which results in releasing calcium from calcium carbonate in the water, which leads to the dissolution of the exoskeleton of hard corals. So we can summarize the situation by the balance equation that you can see on the screen. We note that calcium carbonate is a reactant of the reaction, which proves the dissolution of the skeleton of those corals. In addition, when the pH decreases, the quantity of calcium carbonate will decrease and the quantity of hydrogen carbonate ion will increase. Because calcium carbonate leads more easily with hydrogen ions, which are more present in the water than with calcium due to the pH. Because the pKa of the hydrogen carbonate ion and the carbonate ion pair is 10.33. This means that the carbonate ion is no longer available to become carbon carbonate for calcification. The main result is that it slows down the growth of the corals. The combination of skeleton dissolution and reduced availability of regions that allow the creation of an exoskeleton result in a reduction in the size of the exoskeleton of hard corals. The skeletons of marine organisms, including hard corals, are composed primarily of calcium carbonate. To sum up, the disappearance of coral reefs is inevitable if we do not take any action. Today, there are some available solutions, but none of them is viable in the long term. While this essay focused on hard corals, ocean acidification affects all marine life. It is crucial to address this issue to protect the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. Thanks for listening.